Couple sparks riots by driving around neighborhoods with a megaphone yelling Alexa play Nickelback.
I could have sworn somebody did that when Rickrolling was still real big.
Oh, probably.
Like every time somebody would see one of those, they would just yell out Rickroll or something, and then Alexa would just start playing it.
That's great.
So my least favorite thing was people saying Xbox on and Xbox off for podcast recordings.
Uh-huh.
When the Kinect was around.
Kinect was big, yeah.
Then my Xbox would turn itself off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you always listen with headphones.
That's right. That's why you never listen to podcasts. They're no good. Okay. Are you guys ready to start?
I am.
Yes.
Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moon here.
Howdy.
And the Nymph.
Hello.
Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. All the cool behind-the-scenes early access stuff. We just talked a whole bunch of a lot of different topics on the Outcast this week, which is the uncensored pre-show recording we do, where we talk about 99% of the time we're talking about anything other than video games. Every once in a while, like a couple weeks ago, we still talk about video games. But that's where you get to hear about the rest of our lives, rest of our non-video game lives. And it's uncensored, so if you want to giggle at us dropping the F-bomb, we do it a lot. So you can get your kicks over there. And you also get early access to 2-week early access to We Roguelike It, our roguelike show. And you get 2-month early access to Critical Misses, the show where Moon and I are catching up on all the media hits we've missed. I think that's it for right now. So get all of that at patreon.com/E1M1. Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Okay, so we're going to start with the most spoopy of spoopiest events ever.
I like it.
So we're going to start with the Haunted Raid.
All right, let's break down what is easily the most haunted raid the semi-serious raid group has had in Destiny 2 in probably a couple of months here.
I'm officially rebranding it. It's a semi-spoopy raid group, just so you know.
That's right. And now I got to buy another domain.
The issues you guys were running into was crap that I remember running into like forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like everyone's doing what they should be doing and it's just not working.
Whoops, we're all dead. Yeah. I would say between that and between like half of the raid group kind of not feeling super well, which is going to happen when, you know, we have lives and we do this every week. Just like Nimp was watching us while we were doing it. Moon was joined us again this week, and it was a lot of like, cool, we did everything we should have, and we're all dead. Great, cool, good.
It was a nightmare. It was fine because it actually doesn't matter, to be honest.
Right. I mean, we still got all the way to the final boss, and we gave it a good couple tries, but like, I think all of us were like too punchy and too tired to kind of keep going, and we're not like racing for world's first, so like we just called it a night. There's no reason to like beat our heads against the wall for no reason.
True. Which reminds me that the new season did start in Destiny.
Yes, Season of the Lost.
Do you want me to take my gavel and my sacrifice my time and pass it over to you, Boston, so you can talk about this season?
No, I think we can both talk about it. What are your impressions here at the beginning of season 15? There will probably be story spoilers here if you haven't done like the first mission of this season. Wow, there's thunder out there. My goodness.
Welcome to my world.
Dude. Man, we never get thunder here.
We get nothing but thunder.
Savathun approaches.
Okay, so number one, when I'm talking about Destiny, you don't ever have to worry about story spoilers because I don't know who anybody is.
Sure. Accidental story spoilers coming at you.
Number 2, this is going to be a long season, so I'm taking my time. I literally only
Yes.
played for like an hour off
Yep.
off raid. I think the only thing I did was like an hour's worth of playing. So I did the missions. I did the first version, one of those first new event things.
Astral something alignment?
I don't know. I did 2. I did one of those, and I did one of the ones where you go through the portal.
It's always some like chewy fantasy name where it's like, you know, the melding of the universe. It's like, oh yeah, this new event is cool. Oh yeah, I don't. I think it's astral alignment. I don't know. I'll be playing it for 6 months. The name doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. So one of them is the World's Strongest Guardian competition, which is hilarious.
The battery event with the world's heaviest batteries. Yep.
So you gotta go get these batteries, Nymph, and you pick them up and you carry them, but you can only carry them so fast, and so fast meaning super duper slow.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, you just drop them on the floor. And of course, you're running uphill, and the batteries are circle shaped. So guess what happens when you drop it on the floor?
This is like the stupid egg in the spoon race.
Yeah, it's like this Sisyphean trial here. Like, thankfully, people are starting to figure it out. Where it's like, all right, pairs of 2. One person carries it, the next person is right with them to scoop it right up, and then we'll kind of keep everything moving along.
It took a long time to figure that out when I first played it, to be honest. Yeah, people were not playing nicely with each other. So it's a pretty cool event. I like how many enemies there are. It feels like there's so many.
Yeah, it's Destiny has always had a hard time balancing how many enemies there are for 6 people events. Sometimes you'll be in there with like 5 other people, and it's like, I haven't shot anything. Like, I've been here for 5 minutes, I haven't shot anything. This one feels pretty good. That's
also because you get random people in there who are like 60,000 light levels above you, and they're just one shot on everything. Boston.
They're raid ready, and it's just like, all right, I got this. Yeah.
It's just like, okay, cool. I guess this is what's happening this week. Fine. Yep. Whatever. But yeah, I did a couple of those. Then I did the solo event, which is not a solo event if you have a team, but it doesn't matchmake, and I play by myself, so whatever.
Shattered Realm?
See, that's exactly the point. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Shattered Realm. It's the cool, like, spooky, shadowy, like, black and white area with the church.
Yeah, it's like you put on the One Ring.
Yes, yes, exactly.
And you teleport it into the Shadow Realm. It's weird.
Yeah, that's a cool cool event.
I do like the Dreaming City, though. I'm not going to lie. The Dreaming City is a pretty nice place.
It's so cool. I have always said it about Destiny 2. Like, I don't mind Destiny 2's kind of overall look, but when you get to see something like the Dreaming City where it's not broken down and rusty and falling apart, like, it's something real special. Like, when Forsaken came out, you had to do this whole big, long quest line just to get into that area, and in the area, everything was super tough in there. So it was like this real big, cool thing. And it's still great landing there and being like, yeah, this place looks great.
And they do that visual effect trick where it's got like that. Like, if you've ever seen one of those GIFs that's a 3D GIF by having like the white line down it.
Yeah.
And then like Captain America's shield will come past the white line.
Right.
And it does that, but with like no white line and like weird seeing stones that allow you to like look at constellations and star fields.
Yeah.
In a weird 3D pattern without being 3D.
I don't know what those are, but they always look cool. Also, if Moon sounds a little bit muffled, that's because there's a cat in front of his face.
Don't get me wrong. I'm talking around her. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Isn't that? You will. But no, Destiny 2 continues to be Destiny 2, which is to say, I don't know about the Witch Queen. I don't know about.
Did you watch the reveal thing for Witch Queen?
No, not yet.
Witch Queen looks really cool. A new area, a new bad guy, weapon crafting will be in there, which seems like a pretty interesting thing. Legendary story difficulty, so they're gonna have a way harder story difficulty as an option now, which should be really nice. And the Bungie 30th anniversary stuff seems really cool. The stuff that's coming in early December. They're sort of paying homage to a whole bunch of other Bungie properties in Destiny. There are a lot of like armor ornaments that are Halo and Marathon and Myth themed. And Gjallarhorn comes back.
As long as the content is not Spartan, then that would be fine.
Hey, yeah. I will give my recommendation here the same way that I did before Beyond Light launched. This is going to be a 6-month-long season. If you have wanted to hop into Destiny 2, now is a really good time now that the season just launched. It's going to last forever, so you have plenty of time to catch up on everything before Witch Queen drops at the end of February. And Destiny 2 is in a really, really good spot right now. The patch that came out with this season is they rebalanced a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of weapons and skills and supers are in a really good spot. Destiny's in a very, very good spot right now.
It's always been one of the best controlling shooters that have existed. Bungie nails the feel of their shooting. They always have. They probably always will.
Yeah, and
they always will, at least.
In the last couple seasons, they've done a really great job of continuing the story week over week, but you still have the option of catching up if you missed something. And it seems like this season's story will be really great to kind of catch up and lead directly into the Witch Queen in February. So,
which is the Witch Queen Savathun? Is that?
Yes. Yeah.
And is that who the giant block of slab concrete thing is?
Correct. We have trapped her somehow. Maybe I missed that. We
didn't. The stupid queen did. The weird queen trapped her in it.
Yeah, Queen Marisov. Yes, she traps Savathun.
Gee, I know her name. I don't remember anything.
I know her name because she's cool as hell.
Yeah, also because you played every bit of DLC that included her.
Yeah, correct.
But no, Destiny 2 continues to be a very fun to... I'm doing my best to not treat it as a job. I'm not thinking to myself, I'm going to come home, get my bounties for the day and play it. I'm just playing it when I feel like playing it at this point.
I think people misunderstand Destiny a lot. Like, you definitely can treat it like a job, and you can play every day and finish every single bounty that comes out. And if that's fun for you, cool, great. But like, I play a lot of Destiny, and largely I play it on Tuesday for the reset. Like, I do the story stuff, and if I play it during the rest of the week, I'll just like fire up the app, scoop up every bounty I can, and just kind of like do whatever. And if I complete stuff, cool. If I don't, cool, whatever. Got 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't need to rush.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, that's probably what I'm going to be like with this, because I feel like I'm at a decent enough light level now where I'm not that far behind anymore.
Right.
So I don't have to like proper get into the grind. Like 100%. I don't have to do that like holy crap moon jump 20 light levels in a week kind of thing anymore, because I'm close enough to where it doesn't matter.
Right. And you now have the opportunity to like catch up on some of the old DLC if you want. Like, you can do Forsaken and Shadowkeep and whatever Beyond Light stuff you might have left. Like, you can start catching up on some of the other story stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it's always good.
Yep.
My next game, speaking of spoopy, Blair Witch is leaving Game Pass soon. So, of course, that is the impetus for Moon to try and play it, beat it, and do it before it leaves. I have 2 days to do so.
Right.
It ain't going to happen. But I realized I didn't put enough time into that game, and I really do like it. So I'm just going to play it, get further in, beat it, and see how things end with that game, because I think I can officially say I'm a Bloober Team fan, because I also really liked the Medium, which is more recent than this. But yet still, this is also that game that has the binaural audio, so of course I have my headphones in, and I'm sitting on my couch terrifying myself constantly.
Your neighbors might not be able to hear the game, but they can hear your anguished squeals.
Oh, they can feel it, dude. Like, it's palpable. They can feel it through the walls.
I was gonna say, does this seem like it'd be a good second or third game for Boston to check out?
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah, it's not bad. I can think of I'd say top 3 games would maybe be. It can be a little bit framey. I need to check if it has frame boost.
VSync. Oh, frame boost. Right.
Or yeah, you've got a powerful enough PC. You could just play it there.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit framey at times, which at the start of the game I was just like, oh no.
Right. This isn't gonna work.
But no, I think so. I think if we're going to do it, I think top 1, Resident Evil 7.
Naturally, yeah. The scariest of them.
Number 2, because he's now been inducted into the franchise, should be Alien Isolation.
Yeah, there you go.
And Blair, which might make a good solid number 3. That's patreon.com/E1M1. Please get us to the required Let's Scare Boston playing games, please.
That's right.
But no, it's a fun game. It's fine. It's very puzzle-based. Getting lost in the woods is way too real kind of game. But it's fun. Yeah, it was on my Game of the Year list, low on that year because it's close but never quite finished it.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a shot. I played a little bit more Hades. Not a lot. I did not have a lot of time to play games this week, unfortunately.
I did a couple of runs, too.
Yep. Yeah. I still love Hades.
I unlocked all the weapons. I started applying the aspects, whatever the 4 options are. I started applying some of those. Given a lot more gifts. I got all the way to the final boss fight and got stomped, as you always do on your first attempt. And it
is doable, apparently. By the way.
Yeah, I believe it, but I feel like most of the time I get there the first time, I don't have the mirror fully upgraded, I don't have my weapons upgraded, I'm not in a good enough spot that I'm ready to kind of do it for real. Yeah. Usually it's cool, I've got 13 health. All right, let's go. Jeez.
Yeah, you are not good enough.
Yeah, definitely not. Someday
I was not
good
enough either.
Oh, I did. For the first time, I caught a fish. I did it. That mini game doesn't make a lot of sense, but now I get it.
I do now have the option to unlock being able to fish now.
Nice.
So,
yeah,
the rod of fishing or whatever they call it.
Yeah. I didn't realize that when you catch a fish, you can bring it to the chef, and he just gives you stuff. That's great. Yep. That's incredible.
Okay. My son was actually asking me about that because he's like, "Why would you want to fish?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know if I'm just filling out a Fishopedia in my notebook or if something happens."
Right. Man. Yeah,
apparently there is 3 kinds of fish per region.
Okay.
And the type of fish you collect depends on how quickly you pull the rod back in.
Oh well, I'm screwed.
Yeah, I got past Elysium, right?
Okay.
3rd, 4th area. I fought the 2 champions at once.
Nice. That's a great
first time.
Oh,
Didn't have to redo it. Which I was on pins and needles with because I took out the Minotaur first.
Yep.
Just because that happened to be the one that was closest and the one that I was already doing damage to. And then the other person I started going after, and I was down to about 3 health.
Ooh.
And the guy had which I don't talk about that much. That's how most of my boss fights go, is that I'm usually down to 3 health and still manage to pull it out. Or I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, got down to 3 health, was able to take him out, got into the next area. I don't exactly remember. Oh, no. So I found South Cerberus.
Yep.
And you don't want to fight him.
Right. So, which is really great.
Yeah. So you're supposed to go get something from him, and there's 4 gates that you had to go through. So I chose the one to get an extra, more health.
Mm-hmm.
And that just kept going without giving me the extra health.
Yeah. It'll be a couple of rooms.
That's what I was figuring, but the rats were a pain.
Oh god,
I was going to say, did you learn about poison really quick by any chance?
I did because I'm a connoisseur of JRPGs. I saw a green rat and thought, "Oh, that's poison."
Yep. Unfortunately, you were right.
Yeah, but then I did notice that there was like a glowing bowl in the first room, and I went and checked it, and it said, "Oh, you don't have any status effects to be cleared of." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's probably how I get rid of poison," and it is,
Right.
which I found out like 3 or 4 rooms later when I was just getting slapped around by like the rats, the thing that throws knives, and something. Yeah, and there was something else in this area, and like I couldn't. Like, I just didn't have any space to fight. I didn't have a whole lot of health to begin with.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I've always felt that poison is like a little too much. It's a little, yeah. Either like it shouldn't spread out that much, or it shouldn't take your health off as quickly as it does. It's pretty brutal.
But yeah, I have. I'm working towards unlocking the rifle-looking thing, the last weapon that I see there.
I unlocked that. I forgot what it is. That's so good.
And then I unlocked the first layer of the mirror. So now I've got like 3 casts now, and every cast that an enemy holds, I do more damage to them.
Oh, that's my favorite combo.
Because I didn't used to use the cast at all, really.
Yep.
Unless I had a really good buff for it. But now it's like everything gets it.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite combo. Is just like chucking 3 of those in a boss, and now you're doing like 30 to 50% more damage. Like I think that combo seems pretty underrated.
Oh, and then I don't know if I brought it up. I don't know if it happened this past week or not, but I did manage to fight the 3rd Fury sister.
Yeah.
Didn't you mention one different one?
Yeah, the murder one. I fought her the last time I remembered, but yeah, the 3rd one. Wow, that sucked.
Yeah, that one's intense. Yeah.
No, Hades is Hades, man.
It's great. It's on Game Pass.
There's a reason that this game won like 50 Game of the Year awards the year it came out.
It just won like 9 more awards at some awards ceremony this week. Like it's like, oh yeah, it's at this award show. Thanks for 10 more. All right, see you guys next month. Like you're right. There is a definite reason for it to be winning all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but Hades should have won Game of the Year at the Games Awards. Like, go away with The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, that would have gotten my vote. Yeah, it's on Game Pass. Go try it. It's great. Even if you don't like roguelikes, give it a shot.
Yeah, it's genuinely speaking fantastic and amazing, and
I'm really enjoying playing it on a big screen as opposed to the Switch screen. Like, there's so much stuff where I'm like, ooh, this looks so good. Oh man, I'm not playing it at 720p anymore. This is great.
Oh, I did also notice what you two were talking about with the dual gods buff rooms.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, until you mentioned that, it's plain as day now. But
right.
like I definitely did not notice that before, and now I'm seeing it every time. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I know what's what now. And the thing that still irks me is I'm starting to figure out that if there is a tiny little skull badge on a room, that means you're fighting like a mini boss or something.
Yep.
And that crystal mini boss thing where it shoots out like all the tiny little crystals and then it has all the bouncing laser beams. God, I hate that thing.
That one's rough, man. Oof. Yeah.
For good reason, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yay, Hades.
It's alright.
Yeah. Now I can finally play it for real. I love it.
I love the fact that this is a roguelike, and we talked about this on roguelike it, but I love the fact that this is roguelike, that you get to the end, it gives you a reason to go back to the beginning, and then it gives you an even better story reason to get to the end again.
Yes.
And again.
Yep.
Like, it's so good.
Yep.
The only other game I can think of that does that was the All Hail the Gunship game, which I've forgotten already.
Everspace. A demo for Everspace 2 just came out this week, and I'm like really trying not to download it on my 3070, and just it looks so good. I'm trying to wait.
It does, and it's a Schluter this time, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, I believe they're calling it like Everspace plus Diablo because it has like items and equipment and stuff, and those have rarity. And I'm like, you just went and you made this game I loved even better. All Hail the Gunship.
Yeah, every single time. But yes, Hades is great. My final game this week. Oh boy.
Oh no. Sounds like a big one.
So as I'm prone to making stupid decisions, go see the Olympics game that I bought for all poops and giggles. I couldn't not do it, so I had to buy the Aliens Fireteam Elite game.
Oh, okay.
Number one, it's $40. Great. Thank you for not being a $70 game.
Yeah.
I'm curious if it's a $70 game for you, Boston.
No, it's 40 on everything.
I heard it was 40 across, so...
Yeah.
Good. Okay,
that's what I've been hearing, that exact sentiment. Good. Could be better.
Right.
It's a repeatable level-based shooter-looter in the Aliens universe.
Third person, right?
Third person, yes.
Cover-based for some reason?
Yes. Cover-based for reasons I don't know why, considering your best cover
seems to.
The aliens don't have guns in this one. Thank goodness. It's a Xenomorph with a gun!
Yes, that's true. Well, technically they are spitters.
I was going to say, they do
have
the
true.
Spitter guys.
That's true.
But it nails the sound. Number one. Literally, if I buy an Alien game and I go into it, I expect one thing. You get the sound right. If you don't get the sound right, then everything is ruined. If you get the sound right, then the game is already an improvement from what I was expecting.
Can you hear my favorite thing in Aliens movies, which is the Xenomorph's whippy tail?
Yes. It's not as loud as it should be.
That's fair. It's there in my heart and my ears.
But you can hear that, and there is a lot of pulse rifles, because everybody starts with the pulse rifles.
Yeah,
so
great.
That sound effect is in there. I loved it. Probably one of the best sound effects ever put to...
It's very good.
So the pulse rifles are great. In Aliens, when the first time they kill, I think they used one of the grenades on an alien, and just does that squeal noise, that very distinctive squeal as it dies. That's in the game.
Yeah.
It uses the ramping up the action from when the APC is driving into LV-426. It uses that as the mission load screen music.
That's really good. All right. Okay.
It nails so much of this sound. And I didn't get to play on Friday because Raid Night went long because spoopy. So I ended up playing it late last night with Rob while Justin fell asleep, I'm assuming. And it was literally just shooting a bunch of aliens, going through this mission. So much lore.
Oh, wow.
And I'm pretty sure they also tied in the lore from Alien Isolation into this game, which makes me laugh. Because I wasn't expecting that in the slightest.
I have seen some of that in videos where I was like, oh, right, that thing is from Alien Isolation. Okay. Forgot about that.
And if you don't have people to play with, it gives you AI robots to play with. AI synthetics, I should say.
Yep.
Spoiler, Boston, just so you know.
Yeah.
There's synthetics in this franchise. Just saying.
I've heard. I also know their name. They're Working Joes.
Yes. And the two you get given are called Alpha and Beta.
Great. Perfect. Good job, guys.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? But it has... This is where I'm going to sell it to Boston, and I really hope I don't.
Well, see you guys later. Podcast's over.
It has the trappings of a shooter-looter kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
You have 4 classes. You gain XP in those classes.
Mm-hmm.
You open chests. You find muzzles. You find smart guns. You find grenades. You find drones. You find anti-personnel mines. The smart guns also sound like the smart guns, just for the record.
Perfect.
There is elemental smart guns now. Also.
Interesting.
Which is cool.
Well, if the Xenomorph has a solar shield, you have to shoot it with the solar smart gun. Makes sense. Yep.
Exactly. And
the Xenomorph came from the moon. Yep.
Exactly. And like I said, you got chests, stuff like that. You get 2 different kinds of currencies for completing missions.
Oh no.
One is for unlocking of gear and perks and things like that, because yes, there is perk loadouts for each class.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is for cosmetic items, such as emotes and things like that.
If you're going to tell me that you can improve and build the base that is part of your hub, I'm going to lose it.
No.
Oh, thank God. I'm free. I'm free, everyone.
Not yet. I've only done one mission. You might be able to. I haven't even done one mission. I've done 2 chapters of one mission.
Oh boy. Okay.
But your class has that experience bar, and then every single weapon has an experience bar, and then you have an account experience bar.
That's so many bars.
Yeah, bars within bars.
My weakness.
I'm just saying that if you like things filling up and then getting rewarded for those things filling up, this might be a game for you, especially if you like the Alien universe and are okay with an average to above average game.
I'll check it out on PS Plus in about 6 months.
But Moon,
sorry.
How many levels until your weapon gets the gold skin pack or the diamond plate?
Yeah, how many prestiges?
I don't know how long it's going to take me to stick that sick weed leaf on the edge of my.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm sure I will get there eventually. At the moment, I have like 3 different skins. I just unlocked a new emote, which is looking around, going.
If my turret doesn't project an anime woman somehow, that's a no-go.
That's right.
That's Destiny. This is too new for that.
It's Xenomorph-chan.
2-3 years before it gets to that point, to be completely honest. As Call of Duty has shown.
Notice me, Xenomorph.
Yes. I hate you so much. So much, dude. Because now, anytime I see that meme, it's going to be just that. Thanks.
Yep.
A-hole.
That actually sounds like a really good T-shirt idea.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, like the game is fine. It's aliens. It's not Alien, for the record. It's 100% aliens.
Right.
And we were in the middle of trying to rescue a doctor from this ship, and apparently one of the aliens that quote unquote boss alien that came after us, because there are many different breeds. This is my rifle. This is my gun.
I was going to say, is this your?
Yeah.
But this specific one that came out was this guy on the radio who we're trying to rescue was like, "Oh no, it's Monica." It's like, wait, did you just call this giant xenomorph Monica?
I haven't read the Alien books or anything, the extended universe, but I'm digging it.
So the reason he called it Monica is because Monica was the person that gave birth to the xenomorph.
I see.
In that fashion. So he calls it Monica because he knew Monica.
Right.
The original Monica, not the child Monica.
Different from the Chandler xenomorph.
Child used in the most loosest terminology here, by the way. But no, it was mean, and it was hard, and there was a distinct firefight that lasted a long time. The class system seems interesting so far. I went with the bog standard gunner, and the more hits I have on target gives me a damage buff. So
okay,
if I keep hitting targets accurately, then I've got this little bar on the right hand side of my crosshair that goes up to plus 20% damage if I'm being accurate pretty constantly.
That's fun.
And then when you stop hitting people, it starts to slowly tick down and tick down and tick down, but then it goes back up if you continue hitting people. I haven't played as any of the other classes yet. Rob decided to play as a doc, and he had this weird... And I hate the fact that I'm going to do this now.
Oh, no.
I'm literally sick to my own stomach with the fact that I'm going to say, he has this well kind of thing that he drops.
Yes.
Because now I'm likening everything to Destiny, and that's terrible.
Yes. The brainworms have finally settled in. They're in a nice house up in there.
I feel sick.
Yeah.
I feel sick, dude.
One of us.
That's terrible. Because I'm trying to think of what it's like from other games, and it's like, in The Division when you throw an ammo pack or a med pack on the ground. I could have said those, but no, I said well. I said well, which is specifically Destiny.
A healing ring.
It a healing circle.
Yeah.
Aliens Fireteam Elite seems to be fine. I'm done talking now. I'm going to go.
I have been watching some footage this week. I watched a little bit of Nextlander playing it because reviews have been all over the place. Some people being like, "Cool, it's the worst game I played this year," or like, "Finally, Aliens has a great video game to play." And it seems like if you and your friends are happy to play a B tier game and you like Aliens, it's probably good.
I got the Friday night for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you have your regular crew of peeps that don't need to play, you know, a game that costs $300 million every time you're playing, and you want to play something that like a passionate team made a cool kind of broken thing, it seems like it's kind of a cool time.
Mm-hmm. So far, it's been pretty fun, to be honest. Like, dumb fun. Definitely dumb fun.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they are dropping in as many references as they possibly can while trying to not be so open about the fact that they're dropping in as many references as they can.
Right.
What was it? Somebody said sometime, somewhere, every day is a dream day at the Marine Corps, which is what Apone says when they're getting out of the pods in Alien 2.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, of course, you dropped that reference. Yeah, I get it. Most people might miss that reference, but I get it.
Tossing all of them in there, yeah.
Well, it's fun. It's interesting. And dude, I'm not kidding when I say there's so much lore. Like, so much lore. It's really a lot. Before I even got into a mission, I spent 15 minutes talking to people to try and figure out what's going on. And they're telling me about the different mega corporations and things like that. It's like, okay,
boy.
Sure. Whatever.
Yes, the Aliens Fireteam Elite on PS4 and PS5 is also $40.
Okay, good.
Or you can buy the $70 version that has Endeavor Pass seasons 1 through 4.
Don't know what that is.
Probably season passes. Everything's got to have them now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, what else you got?
No, that's it. I'm fun. I'm fun. I'm done. Aliens is fine. Move on. Name.
All right.
Well, come on.
Yeah, healing circle. It would have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have said healing circle. I didn't. I said well. Hence
brain worms.
My list is fairly short this week because I had a ton going on. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is Boyfriend Dungeon.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely did not want to play anything this weekend, but I was like, let's jump into this. I'm not very far into it. And this turned out to be the most easiest thing to just kind of slip into. And next thing you know, I'm 9 floors down on this mall.
Right.
I have noticed some weird give and take with the enemies that you're fighting, where it's once you get to a certain point, it feels like you're not doing a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, they level up at some point where it's like, oh, this flip phone now has a yellow health bar. It's like, oh, okay, I guess it's stronger.
And then you die, and then you go through your level up screen and all of that stuff, and then you go back to that same area eventually, and everything's just normal. So I don't know if they just kind of put that in so that way you don't just one-shot the entire dungeon at first, or...
I do like that level ups do feel very impactful in this game, where it's like, all right, I came in here, I'm level 6. That was pretty rough. Like those flip phones with the fangs bit me, and I'm totally dead now. Now I'm level 15. I went in there. Yeah, all right, I cleared that, no problem.
My biggest issue is when you run into a big room and it's a coin toss if it's going to be a couple of big enemies or a ton of smaller ones that just shoot everything. It turns into a bullet hell game.
Yeah, there's every once in a while you're like, am I going to fight one of these big red phones or 2 of them at the same time? Sure, I can do that. How about 30 small enemies and 10 of them are shooting at you? And it's like, well, that's where the run ends. Okay.
Oh my God. But I did unlock, I've crafted, what is it? I can do the sleep spell or whatever now. Haven't tried that yet.
Your zines.
And I can do the trap spell, which I currently have equipped but haven't had a chance to use yet. I have been using the fire one lately.
Yeah.
When I made it to floor 9, I unlocked the dagger lady.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name all of a sudden.
She's cool. Valentina?
So it starts with a V, now that you say that.
She's cool.
And then I just unlocked the lightsaber dude, Sev, whatever.
Yeah.
Can't do anything with him yet because I found him in the dungeon. He's like, oh, I need time to, I don't know, go cry in a corner or something. So
right. He does seem very sad.
Yeah. Outside of that, the game is still pretty fun. Doing a lot of random crafting and stuff in the dungeon. It's I'm not going to say it's easy, but it is easier for me to just kind of shut my brain off and just, oh, there's a thing, kill it. There's another thing, kill it. And
you're definitely not like playing a Souls game where you got to be on edge the whole time. It's like, all right, a lot of these floors you can kind of hack and slash through.
Yeah, you can feel when your dungeon's going to be coming to an end.
Yeah,
because it's not that all of a sudden I'm out of health. It's that I walked into a room and I'm out of healing and I don't have magic.
Yeah.
So, but even that, I've even turned that around with some of them because there's enough like breakable stuff in the environment that you can eventually, you may come across more healing or more of the little book things for you to be able to reuse your magic.
Yeah.
So I have been able to turn it around, but it's kind of obvious when the game's just like, no, you've kind of had your time in the dungeon. Let's get you back out into the world.
Yeah, it largely feels very fair, but you're right. You'll like go to, I haven't been on floor 9 before, and it just smacks you around and kills you. It kills you pretty quickly, and it's like, okay, I'll be back.
Which, I mean, it's you don't lose anything for dying. It just you go back to your apartment, and like I said, and there's no way to, unless there is. I did not find a way to leave the dungeon on your own without dying.
You can go back in the elevator.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah. It took me a long time to figure that out.
Well, I was going to say, I thought that may have been the case because you don't get an elevator on every floor. It's every couple floors.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's a cool game.
Yeah. It's fun. There's no time limit. There's no like penalties. You get to date a bunch of cool swords. Like it's cool.
Yeah. And it never fails too that I've got like 3 or 4 people stacked up where it's like, oh, let's meet up today. And it's like, okay, I'll meet up with one of you. And then after that one, go on to the next one. And it's like, I think I'll hit the dungeon now. And but yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
The last game that I played this week is Recompile. I pretty much beat that right after the podcast from last week.
Like a hot 20 minutes left.
Yeah. I will say if you start this game, don't worry about getting the collectibles.
Okay.
Because last time I talked about when you get the fly ability, you basically, you can fly, stop, do your jumps, do your dashes, fly, and then it resets that.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong about that. When you get the fly ability, your jumps, like I said last time, are set to 999 and your dashes are set to 999.
Okay.
You don't have to fly in between. You can infinitely jump and dash now.
Oh, great. That's even better.
You can jump if you really wanted to, because some of these are pretty tall, you can literally jump all the way up to the tallest point before the game just kills you for being out of bounds.
Okay.
So
nice.
That's really cool. That makes exploring and getting some of like the data memos and all that stuff a lot easier.
Yeah.
So don't sweat it if you don't get it. There's also like a ton of endings.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil them, but I will say that when you beat the game, it puts you right back before you beat it.
Oh, okay.
So you can just go right back in and do whatever ending you want to do.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
So that was really cool. But I will say that there was one boss, the second to last boss that I had to fight was this blue orb. This thing was a pain because I didn't realize you're in kind of a dark area. I didn't realize it was there until all of a sudden it lit up. And then I started shooting it. And if it touches you at any point, it's a one-shot kill.
Oh, wow.
And which it's a small stage, so you just respawn on the same stage and the boss is back on its side. So you just walk back over. So it's not a hassle. It's just, it kind of sucks. So I was trying to do all kinds of different things because it's a ball. It rolls towards you. It's really fast. even with flying, even with slowing down, I was having issues with flying. I would be to like the other side of the map, slow down time, turn around, and the thing was basically right there.
Oh,
and there was actually a couple of times where it was right below me, which scared the hell out of me a couple of times.
Right.
So somehow, I don't know how, I managed to screw up. It's AI or something in like in-game coding stuff, not me doing it. Like,
right.
I screwed it up somehow, and it got stuck in a spot that
I
don't know how it got stuck there, and I just let it have it and blew that thing away. And that's how I beat that boss. But yeah, there's like this huge hill that I was trying to see. It's like, okay, can it climb, or can it roll all the way up this hill? And there's enough peaks and valleys in this little mountainous thing that you're climbing that you can't directly see it until all of a sudden it's just like popping over this mount, and
Hey,
there
guys.
it is, and you're like, oh crap, and you're trying to run away.
Right.
I had another one that I was trying to just find like a vantage point where I can just shoot it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
The portal that you come into, I went back to it, jumped on top of it, and I saw the thing rolling towards me, so I'm sitting there shooting it. I'm like, cool, this should be fine as long as it can't jump. Very last second, that thing jumps and kills me. I'm like, all right, back to square one. I don't know how I'm going to fight this thing.
Great.
So, yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad at it. It just really surprised because it had never jumped before.
Right.
So I'd never apparently given it a reason to jump. And it was seriously like last minute, I'm thinking, okay, it's stuck down there. This is perfect. I can gank it this way. And then, nope, that thing just came right for me. I'm like, oh, this sucks.
That's great.
So yeah, so that I really enjoyed that game. Reading all the data files that you get into it really opens up what's happening around you. Because you're in this game, you're just a program that was put into a mainframe. You don't know anything outside of the mainframe that you're in, and even then, you don't know what's in the mainframe. So, reading all that stuff, I was like, oh, that's a really cool, story that they're doing. A lot. I went through all of the endings. Got a lot of interesting endings. So
sure.
that I think it's a really good game. I think it's on Game Pass. I think you should at least give it a little bit of a shot. Like I said, the platforming kind of sucks, and it can be really dark or really bright in some areas.
It's super short, though.
Yeah. I think it was like 6 hours was my time when I beat it.
Nice.
Before I started going for achievements. The achievements are also stupid easy, Moon. So
hey, there you go.
Oh, it's believe me, I've got my eye half on that.
Yeah.
I've also got Blair with the fish.
Yeah,
really fun game. So if you're looking for just a simple Metroidvania to play, knock it out.
Yeah,
it's really fun. But that's all I did this week. Besides looking at games I wish I could play.
Yeah, tell me about it. We'll get to that in a second. I did play a bunch more Art of Rally. I made it through. So I talked about this a couple weeks ago. There's like 5 overall eras of rally racing, and each one of those has a couple of years underneath it. Each one of those years has a series of races. So I'm at the very last era, and I'm like a couple years into that. So I'm like at the very end of the game. But now, as opposed to when you start the game, it's like you're going to have one series of 2 races. It's like, great, I can knock out 2 races, no big deal. And like the big race at the end is like, 4 races. It's like, oh, okay, cool. The very first series in this last set of races is 2 series of 3 races apiece. And each one of those are long races. So, and you can like save and quit in between races. So the game isn't mean or anything. It doesn't have any quick resume. So that's sort of, you do have to finish a race. But I think the longest race I've ever been in has been like 5.5 minutes. So they're not serious. But each set of races I play increases the number of races. So like that was 2x3. The next one was, I think it was 3x3. The next one is, they all increase, and the very last one is 5 series of 5 races. So I'm going to be doing 25 races for that last one. which is fine.
It sounds like a big smell, by the way.
It reminds me a lot of like Dirt, where it's like, I think that was the one that had it was either Dirt or Grid, the very first one that had like that pyramid, where like at the top you're like, it's just like one race, no big deal, it's okay. And then like as you start going down, here's an endurance race. It's 2 hours, let's go. So it's nice because it feels like there's a real progression. If I had the damage engine turned higher, it would matter a lot more because you can only repair your car between certain number of races, and you only have certain number of points to repair your car. So they're on like the heavy damage models, there's like a give and take of like, if you're racing poorly, you sort of have to pick and choose what you want to fix on your car in all those categories.
That's very real rally, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, and like it feels. I wish I was better at this game because I'd probably play around with that stuff more. But for me, like Nimp was just talking, like Boyfriend Dungeon is his chill game. Like this has really been my chill game for the last couple of weeks, where it's like I have it set on the easiest difficulty. I have it set to the normal like damage engine, and I'm just kind of having fun doing a bunch of races. And just kind of relaxing and enjoying a fun racing game. I'm trying. I should probably go back into Forza Horizon 4, but 5 is right around the corner. I thought it was coming out in September. It is very much not, which is a bummer. It's coming out in like November.
Okay,
that's fine. That's fine. The longer I have to wait, the better.
Yeah, they just released some more footage of like the weather and the sandstorms, and I'm just like, boy, this game just really keeps looking better every time they show it. Jeez. But yeah, Art of Rally is still really good. I haven't 100%ed every rally. So once I finish the whole thing, I'm going to go back to some of the early ones where I like either didn't finish the rally in first place across all of the races, or like I had to use continues or stuff. So I'll knock out some of that because some of the livery for the cars are pretty good. Yeah, try Art of Rally. That's on Game Pass too, and it's a very chill thing. It can get a lot harder, but I'm just having fun doing this kind of top-down fun rally racing thing.
That's good.
I really wanted to start playing Psychonauts 2 this week. But every time I have picked up a controller, my kid is racing across the living room to me to say, I want to play the car racing game, which is Forza Horizon 4. So I will drop her in Europe to kind of smash through a bunch of stone walls. Usually takes her about 30 seconds to say, Dad, can I change the color of my car? Which then I go, yeah, how do I do, which menu is that under? And I have to like go through like 15 different menus just so she can spray paint the car. And then she'll spray paint the car, and then I'll be like, all right, you good? You like this? Its favorite color is pink, so it's going to be one of the shades of pink in that column. She'll pick it. I will dump her back into like a field of flowers. She'll race for 30 more seconds and go, yeah, I don't know. Can I change the color again? So it's largely a spray paint simulator at this point.
It's not matching with the lavender as much as I hoped, Daddy.
Yeah, you're not too far off. Yeah, and then she'll get bored of that, and she'll be like, "Can I play the robot game, which is Astro's Playroom?" And then at that point, so a lot of it has been us bouncing between each one of those games at about 5 minutes apiece for 20 minutes, and then she goes, "Yeah, I'm done." It's just like, okay, cool. Can I go back to playing something else? She's like, no, come on. So
my question is, does she have her own controller yet?
No. I'm not really ready to open up Pandora's box or anything. Plus, they don't have a pink one. If they did, she'd probably be super pumped about that. Also, controllers are so expensive. Oh my God.
I was just curious if you were letting the child with the sticky fingers touch the controller that you use.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's part of parenthood is, boy, you had something on your hands. I'm cleaning this controller off after.
No.
Yeah.
You buy a used controller from GameStop and you give it to your kid.
Well, number one, never shop at GameStop.
From wherever, Craigslist, I don't care.
But number two, no, because they're so expensive. Also, she's not really like a super dirty kid, so it's not. She's very much my kid, where she's sort of persnickety.
I literally don't care. Grown-ass adults aren't allowed to use my controller. That's my controller.
Well, you're dumb enough to spend the $180 on an Xbox controller that doesn't work. So that's your problem.
Hey, mine is fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The only other person who touches my controller is my wife. That's because I love her.
No, I don't really have a problem with her using it. She handles it pretty well. A lot of what I try and teach her is, like, these things that we own are, it doesn't matter if they're cheap or they're expensive. You have to take care of them. And if you don't, then you don't get to use them. So if you don't take care of these controllers, if you don't take care of the games or the consoles or whatever, you don't get to use them. So there are times where she is more than happy to like be playing pretty fast and loose with a $75 controller, so you don't get to play it anymore. And that is a hard lesson for a 4-year-old to learn. But you have to take care of the things that you own, whether it's a $5 thing or, God, these controllers are so expensive. Why are they so expensive? Oh my God. But yeah, I really want to play Psychonauts 2, but I really need my kid to stop giving me the big puppy dog cartoon eyes and being like, please. And I'm like, oh, there it is. Okay. I am powerless against you. This is...
Well, so the question is I don't know if Psychonauts 2 is that a kid's game.
It seems like it's on the border. Obviously, definitely not audio. She doesn't really listen to anything except for like the 2 games she's playing right now. Yeah, I don't. It's one of those ones where it's like I might play it in front of her, but it's probably going to be one of those where the Xbox remote play function will be coming in handy with my Backbone controller and playing it that way. We'll see. I'm not. There are games like that where it's like on the T level. Like, she'll play Destiny 2 every once in a while, but she just really wants to like run around the Dreaming City and shoot guns for a while, which, big mood. But like, I wouldn't let her see some of the more intense stuff. But like, that's the hard part with having a 4-year-old is like, how much of that stuff obviously you can't see any M-rated games being played for any reason whatsoever, but even some T stuff is like, ooh, that's I don't know if I want her to see some of this stuff. So we'll see. Yeah. If I ever get to start it at any time in the next 6 months. Who knows? But that's that
question.
Yeah. That's all I've been playing. Let's take a break.
Yes, that's the kind of stuff that I'm running into with my son right now, because he's just getting to that age where he can start getting into T games.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, okay, there's only, like, I'm the opposite of most Americans, where if there's a nude woman on the screen, I don't mind. If my kids see it, depending on what's happening.
Yeah.
Because, that's healthy, that's natural. That's what it is.
It's just a body. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's
blowing someone's head off in a video game is not fucking acceptable.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and she's like, since she's still only 4, like, a lot of stuff that is tense in media is like terrifying to her. Oh, yeah. So like a lot of stuff in T games it's not even that it's like violence or any of that stuff. It's just that it's scary. So sometimes
of something.
Yeah, and like even looking at it, she's just like, it's like, okay, time to move on.
I mean, hell, as an adult, the news is fucking scary right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't even have cable, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really hard, especially since because of the pandemic, we're home a significant amount of time. It's really hard to balance. Like, I need to play something, and during the day is a great time to do that. Balancing that and, like, oh, somebody just got their head, or like, oh, it's suddenly in this innocuous game, there's a torture scene. It's like, ugh, boy, okay, never mind. Like, Moon and I
didn't think it would have to happen, but let's have the talk about waterboarding.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Moon and I were sort of tossing around the idea of playing State of Decay 2, because the Nextlander guys were playing it. I was like,
yeah,
this looks so much like a game. Like, I had no idea there's like this much base management and like the stuff that I would really like. But there's no violence or blood or any of those settings of the game. So I just can't play it because my kid is always around. Like, that's just part of it. So
you never played the first one?
No, for some reason
okay.
I totally missed it. I heard the second one was really good, but like, I didn't until they started playing it, and I'm seeing them like run a base and take care of the survivors and like capture all these points on the map, and then like leave the map in prestige and start another map. And I'm like, man, all of this is a game I would really dig. I
mean, you could almost make the argument that it is a light rogue-like game.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you have like you have like starting permadeath runs and stuff and permadeath. Yeah, like it's but with it being like, as an adult, State of Decay 2 isn't very scary because the zombies are just like, whatever, they got red eyes. But like, I know my 4-year-old to be like, boo! So frustrating. More games should have more violence settings, and like, I even fired up Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Thank you for finishing that sentence, by the way.
Yeah. More games should have more violence. But like, Yakuza Like a Dragon even has blood settings in it. And like, that game probably doesn't have much blood in it at all. So I wish more games would have stuff like that, just to even say like I could, in Gears Tactics, I could turn off your character chainsawing through a person. It basically, like, the chainsaw would just like, hee, like, tickle them, and they'd be like, oh no, bleh, and they'd just fall over. Like, it may be stupid, but like, I could probably play Gears Tactics in front of my kid now. Like,
I don't know, man. In Yakuza, there's certain body positions where you're like, with or without blood, he's dead.
That's the concern. Is like, I just like pick up a dude and like spun him 7 times and like tossed him into the side of a car. That's probably not going well for that dude. Yeah.
I like that tickle mode for Gears of War.
Yeah, very much. Like, it's just it's through a feather boa at him
instead of grenades.
Yeah, exactly. Like, now I've got an idea. There we go. Yeah, it's tough though. And she's like,
that could be the next Nintendo Splatoon thing.
Yeah, perfect. Well, she's normally most kids would be going to kindergarten or pre-K, but she like just missed the deadline sort of positively because of COVID. But it's just tough.
Yeah, that was the crapshoot for my kids too, because they were like just after the hard
cut
out
off
for, hey, you can go to pre-K or whatever, so they'd always have to do it the year after, and whatever.
Yeah.
I actually get to, my wife got home, went out with the kids because they had a Chromebook on sale at Target, and our school that we're sending my kids to, they're all doing Chromebooks.
Sure.
And instead of renting one and then getting the insurance for one, we were just like, well, we'll just buy a Chromebook. This one was like dirt cheap for like $169 at Target.
Oh,
if anyone's interested, sales this week.
Yeah, that's cheap.
But it's like they're literally just using it for the web browser, so it doesn't have to be anything. Like I was telling my wife, like, depending on what it comes with, I may just wipe it and throw Linux on there.
Yeah, exactly. They just need, like, you need to run Firefox or Chrome. It's like, you can do that.
So I got to mess with that after that.
Yeah, it'll be a fun little project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, so that I wanted to play a lot more stuff this week, and it's been a lot of like grabby hands, like ooh, video games. And it's like, all right, and like I don't want to. She doesn't get to play them for a super long amount of time, but like, boy, it's doing really well for her hand-eye coordination. Just really great. Like the very thing that we would use for our parents would be like, no, it's good for like puzzling and hand-eye coordination. I'm just like, oh no, shit, it actually is. Okay. I wasn't lying, Mom.
Mine's actually doing it for reading because I made my son go through all the older JRPGs. So he's been asking me like, okay, what is, this word? And I'm like, this is a word that you will not come across, but that is orichalcum.
Right. Yggdrasil. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. These are things you will not understand or care about until you're older.
No, yeah, I bet that is really good for I wonder how much of Final Fantasy I's release helped me with reading when I was a kid. Because I was probably playing that game way earlier than I should have.
Well, and it's always funny, too, like with the remake for 7, it's always funny now that, we have the internet, so now we can all talk about it and stuff like that. But like how people would say Tifa or Tifa.
Right.
Or, just like the little differences that we all had in our own heads because we only had us to go off and whatever friends we had.
I heard her name was originally Aerith, and it's like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
She's always going to be Aerith.
And like orichalcum was one that I had no clue. That was like orichalcum or something like that in my head. Something stupid that was way off because I've never seen that word before and I've never heard anyone say it until I was in
Chocobos. Chocobos is mine, where it's like, of course it's Chocobo. Why would you pronounce it like that? And I don't remember which the first one, it might have been 10, was like, yeah, of course that's a Chocobo. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
The what now?
Well, even, and like I was saying with the 7 remake, just that brief where I think it's Barrett that says Mako, and everyone's like, no, that's Mako.
Right. It's like, oh, that's how you, okay, sure. Same with Mass Effect 1, where it's like, yeah, it's the Mako, and it's like, no. It's like, oh, okay. Not
the Mako.
Expecting that. It's one of those things where it's like,
Mako.
They have always said it's supposed to be pronounced the Mako, and it's like, yeah, but no one is doing it.
Yeah.
No one's going to be calling it that. Yeah. All right, you guys ready to wrap this up?
Yep.
Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of August 30th, 2021. Kiwi comes out. PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. This is Keywe. This is a co-op Kiwi mail delivery game. Kiwi in both senses of the word. You're in New Zealand and you're a Kiwi bird. And you're delivering mail.
Nice.
It looks really fun. It looks really cute. I'm hoping to scoop this up at some point. Lake is finally coming out. PC, Xbox One, and Series X. I thought this was a Game Pass day and date game, but I'm not seeing it on the schedule. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I got that confused with...
That's Route 60 or whatever that the one's called.
Well, I think part of my confusion is if you're releasing a game exclusively on an Xbox platform, most of the time it's on Game Pass. And when it isn't, like, that's not a problem, like Death's Door. But it's also like, oh, it's not on Game Pass. Okay.
Well, this is the one that you're playing as the mail person in a Lake City community, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I could have sworn, before you had said anything, I could have sworn this was on Game Pass too.
Yeah, ditto. So... I'm not seeing it on the release. Maybe it will just sort of show up on Tuesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday, whenever it's going to get released, and just be on Game Pass. But who knows? But I'm very much looking forward to that. That looks like a nice, super chill experience.
Yeah.
Golf Club Wasteland comes out PC, Switch, Xbox One, and PS4. The trailer says human life is wiped out. Earth is a golf course for the ultra rich. And basically you're like this stereotypical spaceman in a suit playing golf in the ruined environs of Earth, and it actually looks pretty good.
Is it a golf game or is it an adventure game? I can't tell.
It's a golf game. The at the end of the trailer, the spaceman starts doing some golfing. Looks like it's $10, but looks like it's on sale on most storefronts for like $6. at launch. So that looks pretty cool. I'm excited about that one. The Medium, Bloober Team, comes out on PS5 this week, and Bravely Default 2 comes out on PC. That's going to come out, I believe, on Steam. If you're looking for like a classic JRPG with a job system, that's Bravely Default 2. If you don't feel like grinding, don't pick up Bravely Default 2. It's very good, and I sort of hit a brick wall with it pretty early, and I need to go back to it at some point. But I was enjoying what I was playing with it. Gamescom opening night live started. Jeff Keighley back on our screens, talking about how much he loves everything. Let's talk about the highlights from the show. Saints Row was announced. The Saints Row reboot, just called Saints Row, comes out February 25th, 2022. Just like literally every game that has been announced or delayed is coming out on the 22nd or the 25th. This is a hard one because it looks like it's going to be a big, dumb, open world 4-player co-op experience, which is great. It seems like it's a pretty hard swerve from where Saints Row 3 and 4 ended up at. I'm going to have a pretty unpopular opinion. Saints Row 3 and 4 were really good. That's probably the end of where you could go. You're going to have a hard time getting dumber than that in a positive way. Without having like diminishing returns. So I feel like the best option is probably let's restart this thing and let's kind of have it be dumb and fun in a different way. And being able to play with 3 other friends in a big dumb open world with your big dumb dead mouse masks on, great. Like that seems great.
Did you see that there is a lot of flack against this game because it's not serious and gritty enough?
I have seen a number of articles saying like, well, the new Saints Row reboot is the end of fun open world games. It's like, guys, number one, we've seen like literally 4 minutes of this game, and it sure looks different from 3 and 4, but like, I feel like you need to give it a little bit more. It's like 6 months away. You need to give it a little bit more of a chance to have a trailer with gameplay in it come out.
And did everyone forget that a major phallic weapon was used in the Saints Row series?
Right, like,
and that one of my favorite weapons is the DJ gun?
Yeah, like, can you give him
dubstep? Thank you very much.
Yeah,
huh? Dubstep gun, yeah. That's right.
Can you give him a chance to like show whatever the next thing of that is going to be? Because
the thing that gets me is these people are complaining that it's not real and gritty enough. It's like, I get it, it's a reboot, and you might want it to go back to Saints Row 1, which was a GTA clone, technically speaking.
Yeah, like a GTA like satire game.
But Saints Row 2 was when the satire really came in, and like that's when you're all literally using waste disposal trucks to fling poop all over houses. It's
exactly.
Saints Row became huge because of what it was at the end of 2 and more 3 and 4.
Right.
It became about the stupid. Yeah. That's what the reboot should be. It should be stupid. It should be not realistic.
Right. Yeah, what they showed to me wasn't immediately like, oh no, that's not like if they would have shown what Rage 2 was in gameplay in their sort of unveiling thing, I would have been like, oh no, I'm not interested in that. But it seems fine. It seems like I feel like the direction seems fine.
Yep.
Next up, Marvel's Midnight Suns. This is the Firaxis Marvel XCOM game. This looks pretty okay. It looks they were really like pushing the like you can have a relationship with all these different people that are in the like your Marvel base, which I thought was interesting. But so far it seems okay. I don't think I saw any gameplay on this, but like Firaxis is making a Marvel XCOM game, so it will probably be okay. Sorry, I just had to time out someone in chat because someone was starting something walks into a bar joke, and I'm not interested. No, thank you. Something I'm also not interested in, Call of Duty Vanguard campaign. I did like seeing Laura Bailey on stage saying like, yeah, I'm playing a character, and then they showed a Call of Duty gameplay trailer that looked fine. It looks...
Well, the biggest thing was that they kept pressing about how that there's stories in this game, that they have a story that they want to tell, and they want to make the story the focal point of this game. And then they showed like a 10-minute trailer that had absolutely no story in it whatsoever.
Yeah, it was like one of those super well crafted, like impossibly perfect gameplay trailers that they do for it. And it's just like, all right, man, like you're going back to World War II, which is a bummer, and you're like, it seems like they kept dancing around this idea that I hope they get, which is like the Battlefield thing where you have all these different vignettes. You kind of have all these mini stories that I think did really well for Battlefield. They kind of danced around that during their presentation. It's like, man, if you would just do that, that would probably be way better. But like, you coming out and being like, yeah, we got Laura Bailey, and did you know there were women fighting in the war? It's like, oh my God. Holy Christ. And then they're like, she started as a nurse and then she got a gun. It's like, oh Christ.
Wasn't like Battlefield 1 literally a cover of a female soldier, one of the Russian ladies?
Yeah, that started like the Gamergate losers freaking out about something else.
Yeah. Well, and then Call of Duty saying that they can't put a female character in the game because the hitbox wouldn't be right and all that.
Right, it's just like, oh, God. So, like, this seems fine. The hilarious rumor is that this version of Call of Duty with Warzone installed would be 270 gigs. So, like, whoops-a-doodle. Like, it just... I am not the target market. It looks fine. I'm sure on PC and current-gen consoles, it will look incredible. But, like, you're not doing anything super new. They mentioned zombies. They mentioned Warzone. Like, all the boxes are getting checked. It's fine. They followed it up with polar opposite. Devolver Digital published Cult of the Lamb, which looks like a super cute / Hail Satan Binding of Isaac roguelike where you're playing as a cult lamb. Like the title is literally what it is. That looks pretty good. Yep. Thank you, Devolver. Midnight.
Oh no.
Go ahead. You skipped one.
No, you missed the one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't believe I missed this. Halo Infinite finally got its release date of December 8th, 2021, which is, I think that's a Wednesday, by the way, which is like probably the literal latest you can put it out to have it come out before Christmas 2021.
Yep, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, so you're coming out on Wednesday, which means development is still...
This is coming in hot.
It's challenging, and it's coming in hot. That day one patch is going to be big.
This is an asteroid about to wipe out all life on planet kind of hot.
Yeah, I am reminded, I totally forgot that multiplayer in that is free to play, which I think is a very, very smart move. And they reiterated that Forge and Campaign Co-op won't be making it at launch. They showed some more stuff from it, and it still looks good. I mean, that looks like a really great game. I everything they show is like, yeah, that looks like a kind of like semi-open world Halo game. And I'm sure once it lands on consoles and PC, it's gonna that'll be. I'm hoping that'll be a showcase for the Series X, just like Forza Horizon 5 will be. Like that, it seems like there'll be a nice 1-2 punch of like, all right, I got this TV, I got this console. Like we're gonna make this. We're gonna put some showcases on here. So that'll come out December 8th. Showed an okay looking special controller for it. It showed a actually pretty cool looking Series X for it.
No, hold on. You don't like the Master Chief controller?
I don't like it because I don't mind when controllers have like a logo on them. I don't like it when they put like a bunch of numbers and stuff on it. I know what 117 is, I get it. But like I don't like having, especially for an Elite controller, that's a lot of money. Don't put a bunch of stuff on that. Like you could have just made it green and called it a day. But like I don't know.
I like the way it looks. I like the armor print. I think it looks really sick.
I like how the Series X looks a lot. I think that's a really slick looking console. I think, of course, it sold out immediately, but like...
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, pre-orders went up, and the scalpers look like they immediately got to all of them.
Yeah, probably.
It was actually something I'd mentioned when we were watching it. It was like, oh, that'd be cool. Except for that, I don't want to spend $180 on the controller or whatever. It was like, oh, that'd be cool to get one of those, but I'm pretty sure it's already gone now.
Yeah, they also showed the... This week they showed the Forza Horizon 5 controller, which looks pretty close to cool, but it's like a little bit off. There's something about it that's a little bit... I like having a controller that's like yellow and pink and blue, but like it's a little bit weird. Next up, Midnight Fight Express. That's solo developed John Wick like third-person shooting thing. Go watch a trailer for that. It's kind of hard to explain, but it looks pretty cool. I think that could be, if that all comes together, I think that could be kind of a cool game. The trailer shows it off better than I think anybody can explain it. Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is a game I unfortunately forgot about. .emu is making that, and it looks really great, and A can play as April O'Neil, which is great. That was a great trailer. Alex Navarro over at Nextlander said, it makes me think it's running on the Game Boy Advance in all the right ways. It's like, yeah, that game looks pretty cool. They showed a trailer for Riders Republic. Open beta is running right now. I just downloaded that on my PS5. I'm very curious to see how that runs. The closed beta leaked immediately, and everything people were showing from that actually looks pretty good. So I'm kind of curious to give that a shot. I hope that turns out well.
I'm also hearing that the controls are pretty tight.
Nice.
So the fact that the controls are pretty tight gives me hope that this might be the return to the big series that we all need.
Yeah, and like part of the trailer they showed were like those giant races where there's like 50 to 100 people. And it's like, yeah, man, that still looks cool. I'm sure it's just like a mess of like 30 people bumping into each other in jetpack wingsuits for 4 minutes. But like, yeah, it might be cool. I don't know. Looks neat. Next up, the shockingly long trailer for Dokev. I'm going to assume it's pronounced.
Couldn't remember if it was a V or a Roman numeral 5.
So
I heard some back and forth about that.
Either Dokev or Doke 5. This is the Korean-based, announced as an MMO, but whoops, it's not actually an MMO Pokemon game that also looks like it has every other genre of game inside of it, all at the same time, and it looks like a Marshmallow video. Like it's wild. You should go watch that trailer if you have not seen it. It's like 5 minutes long of insanity. Yeah. You're capturing Pokemon, and then next thing you know, there's Pokemon kaiju battles in the city, and then you're swinging on a Spider-Man rope, and then you're driving a cart around the city, and then...
Or rollerblading,
or... rollerblading. It's wild.
I showed it to my kids when I got home from work, and my daughter was all about it. My son was like, oh yeah, that looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those games that like it came out with a weird trailer and everybody is talking about it on Twitter, and I feel like it's going to drop and it will be the hottest thing, and Tencent will buy 51% of their shares in like no time at all. It'll be the biggest thing in the world in 6 months. So
yeah.
It looks wild. That's the most I can say about it. I'm not sure if that's a positive or a negative, but we'll see when it comes out and whether or not it has gacha stuff in it or not. Jet the Far Shore got another trailer that's coming out October 5th, 2021, which is thankfully very close around the corner. Still don't know what that game's about, but I'm largely trying to stay in the dark about that one because I'll just pick that up and experience it. Horizon Forbidden West finally got its final release date, also coming out in the most populous week of 2022, which is February 18th. So I guess I will be playing 7 games that week because there's a bunch of them that look really great. Oh god!
Either you're going to be playing 7 of them or you're going to be playing none of them because they all got pushed out again for whatever reason.
Yeah, probably. I feel like that's, from like a marketing standpoint, that's probably like the last big week in that quarter because the financial year usually finishes up at the end of March, so they probably want to like get a full month on the books for all these big games. But Horizon Forbidden West
release 8 games at the same time.
I know, buy all of them, consume. But that still looks really good. Like I loved the first one, and the first one actually just got a 60 frames patch on PS5. I loved that first one, and this one looks really good. I'm super pumped to hop into that. And they announced the release date for Aloy in
Genshin Impact.
Yeah, Genshin Impact, which is September 1st. That starts this week.
Yep.
It's like early access on PS4 and PS5 or something.
It comes out with the 2.0 or 2.1 update this Wednesday.
Hey,
Genshin fan here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll play a little bit of Genshin, no big deal. And they finished the show with Kojima and Keely's mutual makeout session with Death Stranding director's cut. Showed a startlingly long trailer for this, which is wild. And it was all new features. Like, hey, we put VR missions in this thing, which actually looked pretty cool. And racetracks. And now you can just shoot packages, or you can just jump off a cliff and use your jump jets to safely ride to the bottom, or watch these robot legs hang out with you and carry stuff. And
so there's even less of a threat.
That's my concern. I don't want to be like a Death Stranding hipster or anything, but like the part that I loved about Death Stranding was I have a delivery from point A to point B, and you have to like fight the terrain to find the proper path there, and then maybe kind of lay some stuff for you to make it easier for you to make this trip in the future. And they're just showing like, yeah, what if you had a gun that shoots packages? Whatever, shoot it over there. And it's like, okay. Like all I really wanted out of a director's cut was, can I turn off the BTs so I can just kind of have a chill delivery experience after I beat the game? That's really all I wanted. And now you're giving me like a...
Did they say it was going to be like a separate sandbox kind of mode for that stuff?
No, but like everything they're showing off is like, what if you had a ramp you could shoot a motorcycle off of and do tricks in the air? And it's like, yeah, but am I going to land on a BT? Like this is a fairly serious question I have of like, sure, I would love to just throw myself off a cliff on a motorcycle, but what am I going to land on?
But what if you could piecemeal a mech together and deliver packages?
Okay, now you sold me a little bit.
I mean, I'm surprised that wasn't the first thing that Kojima was trying to push through. It's like, look, here's my Metal Gear lookalike.
Yeah, maybe that's the end game. Maybe you're crafting a mech, but yeah, I don't know. Like it all looks good. There's a whole bunch of extra content they're adding in there, but if you don't have some sort of like creative mode or something, I'm not sure how well all of that stuff is really going to work. But we'll see. I don't know. That comes out pretty soon. I think that comes out next month. So right around the corner. They show off a whole bunch of other stuff in Gamescom. It was like a 2-hour show. They also gave a whole bunch of Game of the Year 2021 awards to a whole bunch of games that aren't coming out until next year. That was weird. I don't know what that was all about. Like Elden Ring, congratulations for taking home a bunch of awards. You're coming out in February. Not entirely sure.
22nd by any chance?
Probably. Maybe they're getting in early, February 21st. But yeah, they showed off a whole bunch of other stuff. It's a 2-hour show. I'm not sure I can recommend watching the whole thing. But there's a whole bunch of trailers out that you can go watch. Other news story we have this week, Microsoft is bringing cloud gaming to Xbox consoles later this year. They're going to start testing it on the Xbox Insider program this fall and expects to roll out the feature for everybody this holiday. They're essentially on your Series X or S controller or one of the Xbox One controllers in the store and in the library. You're going to see a little cloud icon in the lower right-hand corner if you can do cloud streaming for it. And essentially, it's just going to fire up what used to be called xCloud, now is just called cloud streaming. You're going to be able to just fire stuff up and start playing it immediately. The thing that I'm not seeing them pushing yet, but I think that's not I think it's because they're not doing the marketing push yet, is the thing that I think is going to be a really solid marketing push in that, let's say Moon says he wants to play State of Decay 2 together, and he has it installed and I don't. He can send me a friend. How I'm understanding that they're going to roll this out is Moon could send me a friend request and say, hey, you want to play State of Decay 2? I can just accept that and fire up the cloud version of it immediately, and both he and I can play together without having to download. Cool, I'll see you in a couple of days. I have 120 gigs to download.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be pretty huge for like Forza, Sea of Thieves, Halo, like any of these really big games. If you just want to go play with your friends for the night and you have solid enough internet, great. You don't have to worry about downloading multiple hundreds of gigs just to be able to play with your friends.
There is a way that Call of Duty does not take up 25% of your hard drive.
Right.
5%.
Yeah, new consoles, so like you're taking up 50%.
I wish it was 25%.
Yeah. I really hope that that's how it works. Like, that was the big selling point of Stadia when they were selling it originally, was like, hey, if you want to play with your friends, just they send you a friend request, you fire up this game and you're both playing together at the same time. I would really like that to happen for this, because that would be great, instead of like, all right, this is Monday, we're going to play on Friday, make sure you have this thing downloaded, you have 4 days to try and get it going, good luck, I'll see you on Friday. Like that will still of course have to happen, but that's just sort of frustrating that you had to do that. So we'll see how that starts working here pretty soon. Let's talk about our emails here, starting with Nick R. Wrote an email saying, I know cats make an appearance on the video versions. I want to show off our new cat we got earlier in the year. We'll have pictures if you're able to show them on stream. I'll show them here in a second. Her name is Wednesday, and she is a Sphinx, named after Wednesday Adam. We got really fortunate to adopt her. She came into my mother-in-law's work at a vet clinic. A breeder brought 2 of them in for possible eye infections, and they released them to the vet office, which is terrible. Don't release cats to take them to the shelter, please. My wife and I always wanted one, but never buy it from a breeder because they go upwards for $2,000 for a kitten.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're serious. We got her from the vet for 100. Yeah. We got her from the vet for $150 and it covered all the spay and vaccinations. The breed is definitely a learning experience. Have to give baths every couple weeks and just a bunch of other things you don't think about with having a furry cat. Thanks again for all the content. How can I show this on the stream? Let me...
if you want to
share screen,
share my screen. I can put it on my thing.
I got it here. I got this majestic beast here on the stream here, watching over. Yeah. I'll just have Wednesday hang out here for the rest of the stream. Yeah, Sphinx cats are cool. I like that. Mm-hmm. It's my kid is very enamored with them because we have a cat, so she's really tickled by the idea that there are hairless cats. And then I tell her, well, they're not hairless, they just have peach fuzz, and she's like, that just blows her mind.
I was gonna ask, is that completely hairless, or is that just got tiny?
Yeah, most of them have like a really fine, like really short peach fuzz sort of thing going on.
I've heard about Sphinx cats. I've never actually seen one before, so
yeah. Yeah, I've never had the pleasure.
In real life, I've never actually seen one.
Yeah, I've never had the pleasure of meeting one, but all cats are great. 2 thumbs up to cats.
Not all cats are great. I mean, this one looks particularly cute, and I think they did do a good thing because technically speaking, he did adopt this cat.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Adopt, don't shop. Spay and neuter your animals.
Yes.
Yeah. But thank you for sharing Wednesday with us. She's very cute.
And Sunday.
Heyo. Actually, that was pretty good. I like that. Monkey Suitman in Discord says it's a message that says, how do you all track achievements? I'm mainly gone for trophies because PSN Profiles is amazingly easy to track and view guides all in one spot, but I can't seem to find an equivalent site for Xbox. Moon?
What was that site he said? PSN Profiles?
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good site.
Let me just eyeball this site here. So PSN Profiles honestly looks like a bastardization of TA.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure TA has been around longer.
Is this the one? Yes. I know that there was 2 of them. Is this the one where if you look at the top left or top right, there's a thing that says click here to go to the Xbox version of it?
No, I think that's truetrophies.com.
Okay.
And that's like those are both sister sites where it's like it's the same loadout, it's the same forums, like guides linked to each other.
Yeah, it's trueachievements.com and truetrophies.com. They are the sister sites. So content for example, if they have a game that's cross-platform and someone on the PlayStation side writes a guide for it, but someone on the Xbox side hasn't yet, it will have a link in that saying there is a guide for this trophy/achievement.
That's been my favorite thing, where it's like, oh, no one had wrote a PlayStation guide for this. Oh, but someone wrote one over there. Click on it, and it'll just show all of them. It's great.
And I've always used. Well, I originally started with X360A, which was Xbox or X360achievements.org.
I believe so.
Xbox 360 achievements. Xboxachievements.com now is what it leads to, which unfortunately it was fine, but once I learned about TA, it kind of fell by the wayside. It still occasionally has guides where TA doesn't have them and so on and so forth, but X360A is now my backup.
Right.
My main one is True Achievements, and one of the reasons why I like True Achievements so much is because I like getting achievements, and yes, I like that whole 1,000 gamer score thing. But the thing that tickles me the most is knowing how hard your achievements are to get.
Yeah.
That's why I like the true trophies and achievements aspect of things, because they use basically a formula to figure out how much gamer score an achievement is worth based on how many people have unlocked it. Right. So you get both your gamer score and your true achievement score, that's where the name comes from. This achievement is actually worth 200 gamer score, because out of everyone who has played this game, only 2% of people have unlocked it, kind of thing.
It's a really good, easy way to see, this trophy or this achievement is worth 5 points, but the true trophy score is 635, which means it's impossible to get.
Oh, very, very difficult. And the fact that it tells you, your best game is based on your true achievement score, your best achievements based on how much they're actually worth, kind of thing.
Yeah, your rarest achievements, Yeah,
Easy Worshipper is still there for me, by the way. That's number 10 now on my achievement list, and that's the Eternal Sonata hardest achievement in the game to get.
Oh, yeah.
Screw that game for that achievement.
It's really great, but screw that game.
Did you guys, when Giant Bomb used to do it, did you guys integrate your stuff with their system at all?
Totally. Yep, I loved it.
I did. But I did that as a byproduct. I only did that for poops and giggles. I still mostly used, I think at that point, I was mostly on XboxAchievements.com. X360A is what I call it.
Right.
I was mostly on that at the time, and I slowly transitioned over to TA while still, obviously, having
it was just a lot of the stuff that you were talking about, how the true percentage of and value of the achievement and all that sounded like a lot of stuff that Giant Bomb was doing, where they would have the S tier class achievements and trophies and stuff like that.
The only thing that bothered me about Giant Bomb's version of it is they had no way of filtering your own rules. So for me, for example, my personal rules is I beat a game when I get that base 1,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if a DLC comes out and it adds another 250, on Giant Bomb will count the 250 as well as the completion.
Yeah.
So
right. So you'd be at 80% instead of...
Exactly. So you would lose a big chunk of your progression that way. Whereas in True Achievements, I can literally filter by I want to include DLC. I only want to include DLC that I bought. I want to don't exclude all DLC kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah. They were just scraping for rarity, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much like customization features in TA as well, and not to mention they also have like the My Easy Achievements or My Near Achievements lists, which is like, look, dude, you're like 2 minutes away from getting these achievements. Just load up this game and get these.
Yeah, it says you're at like 99%. Just go in this room and you'll be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really great site.
I like their design, and their mobile site is actually really good now as well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nice, clean website. Like I use True Achievements and True Trophies a lot for like, all right, I've played this game a whole bunch, and there's this trophy or this achievement that I feel like I've done before. What am I supposed to do? And the guides will be really good of like, here's a YouTube video, but I'm also going to write out, here's everything you need to do. Oh, and also as of this patch, it's bugged. As of this patch, it got fixed, et cetera, et cetera. The community is really good.
Yeah, and if you go in like the game by game breakdowns, it's also like it's a single player and multiplayer. This is multiplayer only.
Yep.
Like you can tell it just by little logos they have next to the specific achievements.
Yeah,
be like a big red X next to it when it's bugged and stuff like that. So,
and that's not even getting into like some of the stuff before you start a game. Here's the trophy or the achievement guide. Like you'll need 4 playthroughs to get all of it. Here's what you should worry about in your first playthrough. Here's all the stuff that's missable. Like don't spoil yourself about what's missable. Here's all the stuff. Like it's really. This stuff is great. If you really care about this stuff, or even if you care about it a little bit and you like kind of don't want to miss out on anything, like these are the things to at least kind of peruse at the beginning.
Or if you have more,
they even have a popular section, top 50 most won achievements, which is currently Psychonauts TKO.
Interesting.
Or Psychonauts 2, sorry.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. Yeah, True Achievements and True Trophies, sort of respectively. Those are the recommendations. All right, that's all of our emails for this week. Thank you very much, everyone. That's the end of our episode. You can visit us at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page, including the Discord server. We have a nicely sized, very friendly community over there. We're not one of those servers that has like 400 channels or anything. I think we have like 10, and half of them are like, yo, if you're playing this game, chat with other people with brainworms that are playing the same game as you. That's right. That Destiny channel's hopping. Brand new season. There's never been a better time to play Destiny. Patreon.com/E1M1, the ones are numbers. Talked about all the good stuff that you can get at the top. Don't forget that your financial support helps me pay for the show. And if you want to know where all of your money goes, it's all on the page right there. I'm very clear and transparent about where all the money goes. And get us closer to the $250 a month tier, or goal, I should say instead. If you want to make your own $250 a month tier, please do not hesitate to do so. Moon needs a new computer, and that will fund it.
Boston needs to play scary games.
Yeah, that too, yes. But most importantly, I need to play scary games. That's at the $250 a month goal. And I'll start off with Resident Evil 7 against Doctor's orders. I will start like Evel Knievel doing one more jump. I will hop into Resident Evil 7. Patreon.com.
We're gonna kill him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there we go. Can we change the name of that goal to Let's Kill Boston?
Yeah, you're gonna kill him. So patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. And don't forget to listen to the other shows. We Roguelike It, where we play through every roguelike in history. And Moon Hates Me every single week. And Critical Misses, where Moon and I are kind of hopping into all the media hits we've missed. We've done music, we've done movies, We've done anime, and every season is something totally different. So go check that out. You get 2-month early access to that over on Patreon. That's all we got for this week. See you next week. Bye. Bye.
Do I have to go first? Okay, fine. Bye.
Bye. There's an order of operation, Moon.
That's fair.
I know. I was tempted to start chatting, show is gonna kill you. The show is gonna kill you.
That's right.
Well, that's a wrestling reference that you wouldn't get.
That's true.
Before we do titles, just because we had talked about it in the in-between, I clicked on their challenge hub for true achievements just to see what that was. It's currently State of Decay Year 1 Hot Dog Days, where you have to set 50 zombies on fire in August.
Oh boy.
Like they also do like that thing where they always post and remind you. So like the Batman game that has like the Calendar Man achievements.
Yeah,
so,
where you got to play at a certain day.
Man on specific days.
Right.
It'll send like reminders out and be like, "Hey, just so you know."
I was just clicking around on the site. Just like, oh, that's kind of cool.
What game is this that has my rarest achievement? Oh, Split Second. Huh. Split Second, my rarest achievement is perfection. Complete every event and season championship race in first place. If you're listening to this and you haven't played Split Second, go play it. It's great. My second one is The Ascent. LOL. Oh, man.
Hold on.
I don't know what mine are because I'm not logged into any of these.
Post-show rundown here. Let me see what mine are. Because I know my number 10 is Easy Rider or whatever that one is.
Mm-hmm.
Because Easy Worshipper is the one. Thanks, Eternal Sonata, for being a complete pain in the backside.
Dude, JRPGs around that time when they first started doing trophies and achievements were absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just need to play the game 10 times. What's the problem? It's like, oh
Not
my
even
god.
that. It was Star Ocean, which was the second game that broke me on trophies and achievements next to Assassin's Creed, where it was all RNG because you had to get all of the win conditions and fight conditions and all that stuff for each individual character, and all of it was RNG after a certain point. My
fourth rarest achievement here is from Tales of Vesperia. It's one of the optional objectives in a boss fight. Because each boss fight had this thing where it's like, knock the dude off the ship after he does his fight. It's like, oh my god.
I did that one. That's actually why I stopped playing it for right now, because I got hung up on those achievements
they
trying
suck.
to do them all because I didn't want to replay it.
Ugh, man.
I think it was...
Boston?
Yeah.
My top 4 are all below.
Below? Yeah, that's probably 10 in my list. Right under Enchanted Arms is 1 bit.
Man, that was
from below.
That was a game.
Enchanted Arms is a great game.
No, it wasn't. Oh, wait. So I got top 4. Then number 7 is also below. Tony Hawk's Project 8 is number 9.
Oh, boy. My
UFC is 8.
My number 3 trophy is Deadly Premonition for finishing it.
I've got a couple of those.
Yeah, if you want to know how popular that one is.
There's a couple of them where it's like you get halfway through a game and you get an achievement. It's like, oh, you're one of 0.02%. And I'm like, oh, this is the fall-off point, huh?
Yeah, the last achievement I got in BioShock Infinite was completing the campaign in 1999 mode without buying anything from a vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
That was a spicy run.
Was that brass balls?
No, that's Scavenger Hunt, it says. 1,000 pointed that one, and I don't remember anything about it. Man. Okay. Nimp, what are your titles?
I have Accidental Spoilers, We Trapped Her Somehow, Spoopy, You Were Not Good Enough, Xenomorph Whippy Tail, Xenomorph Came from the Moon, you're going to notice a theme here.
Yep.
And notice me, Xenomorph.
Oh, God. Notice me, Xenomorph. All right. Moon, what do you have?
World's Strongest Guardian, which sucks because I think if it wasn't for the Xenomorph references, that would take it this week.
Yeah, that's a solid one.
Xenomorph ones came in pretty hot and heavy.
Yeah, notice me, Xenomorph. Whippy Tail, Very Real Rally, and undoubtedly the title for this week is Notice Me, Xenomorph.
I also like that Xenomorph came from the moon.
That's good, but Notice Me, Xenomorph, I think is it's more punchy, and it's less Destiny 2, which is what I need in my life right now.
That's fair. I can get behind that. Okay.
You don't want to start blending games together?
Dude, if Bungie wanted to make an open world long form aliens game in the realm of Destiny 2,
let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like mega corporations fighting over planets, and you have to go down there and fight xenomorphs and androids, and then all of a sudden the Predator shows up. Sure, why not?
Yeah. All right, I circled Notice Me, Xenomorph. Xenomorph-chan. Let me know when you guys are ready. Or rack your anime brains.
I was gonna say, I'm ready.
I'm racking my alien brain, dude. Which is also a good title.
Nuke them from orbit is the only way to know for Uwu.
Why don't we just do that? You do your show title, and then you splice that in there, and then we'll just call it good.
Yeah, let's just call it that. Like, I don't care. Just yeah. Dude, this is too good. Like, there's nothing's gonna match up to that. Like, it's all
Splice
this perfectly combined
title
brain of alien and anime.
Alien like, and dumb at Twitter anime. Dude, finally, my time on Tumblr is paying off. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 723 for August 30th, 2021. Notice Me, Xenomorph. And this is where I put in the other part of the title.
Yep.
I'm glad I finally broke the show for once. It's usually not me.
Like such an underhanded backstab that you did there, just dropping it like that.
Yeah, like literally dropping molten gold.
Threw a grenade in a room and walked away. Oh gosh!
I've got more things to write down here. Nuke them from orbit. We can stop recording at any time.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us and hanging out. We'll see you all next week. Bye.